Hey guys, welcome to another Speedpaint. This is Katelyn, and I'm working on a piece that I used to enter a recent contest. If you guys don't know Draw with Jazza, he holds a monthly contest, and this month was Hero and Pet, where he was sponsored by Nonstop Knights to create a hero and a pet. So the Nonstop Knights deadline was on the 5th, and technically for their contest, you only had to design the pet. But for Jazza's contest, you did the pet and the hero, and that one was due on the 10th. So I submitted both of them, I think it was was it yesterday? Did I submit it yesterday? Yeah. So I submitted both of them on the 3rd, but I thought it'd be fun to have a little speed paint of it and show my progress on it. So I was going between a couple of different mythological creatures and different ideas for what I wanted to do. But I ended up deciding on a Katelyn, which I really love their design, and I was like, man, that would be a really cool creature to pair with some like custom armor. And I did a drawing of a Katelyn at work during my lunch break on like a little scrap piece of paper. And then when I came back and like looked more at the style of Nonstop Knights, I saw it was a lot more chibi, and they were a lot smaller and cuter, along with one of the guidelines was the pet can't be taller than the hero. They recommend it be smaller, so I was like, I probably should make it like half the size of the hero. So I ended up making it much more chibi, and same with the hero. The hero in the game's proportions are a lot smaller, and just overall, all the characters in the series are a lot smaller. So yeah, I thought it'd be really cool to bring over some elements from the Katelyn into the armor, and I was just playing around with different colors throughout this whole thing. I'll talk about it more when we get closer. But I really wanted to tie in the design elements from the Katelyn into the armor and vice versa, so then it all just kind of flowed together. Some other ideas I was playing around with, I thought about doing a griffin and a couple other, like obviously I love dragons, but I saw that they already had like 2 wyvern-like characters, so I was like, nah, I probably wouldn't want a dragon. And then I thought about trying to do like a hybrid monster, but I was like, you know what, I really, really like the Katelyn, and I think it will lend really nicely to this. And it was cute, like I liked my little sassy Katelyn. I would say he's kind of like he kind of has a little bit of a sassy smirk to him in a way. He just looks like he has a little bit of an attitude, and I really like that about the Katelyn. But I guess I'll talk about what I'm working on right now. So the armor for the character I based off of ancient Chinese armor, along with some more like fantasized mythology armor. I kind of just went a little crazy with this, and I also really liked the design for the sword. I ended up calling it like the antler sword because it looks just like the antlers on the Katelyn, and I was really happy with how it turned out. I just thought it was a cute little idea, and I know it's not like super practical. Like if you really think about it, that sword, probably only the first half of it would really work well at cutting anything, but I still had a lot of fun designing it, and I thought it was pretty cute. But yeah, so I based the armor off of Chinese armor, and yeah, I like how it turned out. And I also went for more later on when I do the coloring. I thought it'd be interesting to do bronze because that was more the Bronze Age, I guess you could say, and I liked how the bronze lent really well with the colors that I chose, like the greens and the blues. Bronze looked really nice with that. So yeah, here's the Katelyn. So I love him. He's so sassy and cute. Like if I could have a stuffed animal of this design, I totally would. Just because he's like so short and a little pudgy, and he's so cute, and I love him. And I really like how he turned out. I know I only did the preliminary sketch of him like if he was a full-size Kieran. And then when I came in here, that's when I did the first sketch for like the chibi-ish version. And there goes my phone. I am super professional. Sorry, guys. But anyway, Kieran, yes. So I went for... there's a couple different ways that people design Kiirans, because Kiirans are kind of a combination of a bunch of different animals. They're like an elk mixed with a dragon or a carp, or it depends which mythology you go with, but they're mixed with a couple of different things. So the Kieran is actually a mythological beast that spans through a couple different cultures. I know for a fact it's in Japanese and Chinese, and I think it's also in Vietnamese and Korean. I just know for sure Japanese and Chinese. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's kind of, I guess you could consider it almost the equivalent of like a unicorn, quote unquote. I know it's not that exactly, but that's kind of how it's seen, at least from a lot of the mythology that I've seen. And typically it's like a combination of a couple of different animals, and it depends on which mythology you go with, and also it's kind of up to an artist's discretion, because some include certain things than others and whatnot, but generally it has like dragon-like features, ox, deer, horse, and then it always has like the, I guess you call them cloven hooves, the two separated hooves. I know I've heard of it being called like the equivalent of the Chinese or Japanese unicorn. I don't really know the meaning behind it. I just know that I've heard the term thrown around that a Kieran is kind of like their unicorn. I should probably do more research on that. Yeah. But it really depends. Like, different cultures have different characteristics for the Kieran. I think mine, if I remember correctly, falls more under like the Chinese look for the Kieran. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think also the Japanese has similar looks to mine. I would have to do some research again. It's been a long time since I've looked into that mythology. But yeah, I really like how it turned out overall. He's pretty dang cute, and I love him. And then I'm going through right now, and I just did the basic coloring. I kind of like the idea of those curlies being kind of like green flames. And this is where I'm adding in the bronze and adding in more colors with the armor. And it was funny because I haven't painted bronze in months. Like, if you go back to one of the first videos I posted on here, I did a orc painting. And I remember that bronze was a little difficult. It's because I don't really paint metal super often. I really should start practicing it more. But I haven't painted bronze specifically in a long time. And you think it might be a little easy, but honestly, it's kind of hard to really nail bronze and make it look right. So I actually had to like look up a tutorial again. I'll be totally honest with you guys. Like, I had to look up a tutorial again on how to paint bronze because I'm like, I couldn't get it to look right. I was picking all the wrong types of browns, and I looked up just a quick like 5-step tutorial, and I'm like, oh, thank God, I can draw bronze again. But I was struggling with it for a little bit just because it's been so long. But it was really fun to revisit. I really liked painting a long time ago. Like I said, the orc painting, I did more of like beaten up, aged bronze. Like, it had a bunch of scrapes and like scratches and indents in it. That was really fun. But I didn't want to add too much here just because I'm thinking about if this was a concept for like a mobile game. They can put a pretty good amount of detail in, but I decided to not do too much. And I did add, like, if there was an attack that the sword could do, it'd be so cool if it, like, slashed the green flame that the Kieran had. When you would attack the monsters, it would follow with, like, some green flames, or maybe if there was a further attack, or I don't know, I just kind of went wild with the idea of how this sword could be used in the game, or if it was, like, a special unlockable, or like when you got the Katelyn, you could go on like a special side quest to grab this special armor, or if it's like an unlockable pack. I don't know. I was just thinking like a developer, and I'm like, oh, this would be so cool to do this and this and this, and my mind just kind of ran wild. Yeah, so right now I'm just going through, doing the shading, adding some highlights. I did some extra highlights for the flames coming off of the Katelyn and the sword. One of the things I struggled with was I didn't add a background, and I was kind of torn between if I wanted to add one or not. Since it's more concept art, a lot of people do add backgrounds to them, but for me, it just didn't look right. Like, I think I cut it out of this video, but I tried a couple different ones, and I just didn't like how it was looking, because it kept distracting and taking away from the characters. And I really wanted them to be the focal point, and you would see their designs. So I ended up just going with this grass patch to just put them in a space instead of just like floating. And then I also added this darker green background so you could see the glowing of the different flames. And I thought that conveyed it pretty nicely. It looks like I'm getting pretty close to finishing. I think I got a couple more little brush strokes there. But yeah, that's basically the overall finished Jade Katelyn and the Jade Warrior. Super original, I know. But overall, I really like how they turned out. I feel I say that every single episode, but this was a lot of fun. It was nice to revisit doing some character and creature art that kind of meshed together and were cohesive. I haven't done that in a bit. So thanks again, guys, for stopping by and checking out this video. And if you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. And if you aren't already, you can subscribe. I post new videos every Friday. So I guess until next time, I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye, guys.